If the future of democracy is much like its past, the only certainty is that it won't be easy. Can we build a more perfect union? Perhaps. In time of rapid change, the idea that ordinary citizens can make a difference is in doubt. Do we truly have power, or are we powerless? Children are, of course, the future, but they are also, in fact, a big part of the present. This is the story of some young people who are exercising power and making change. This is a story of public achievement.
I know that this is kind of a hot topic in the Wayzata community. The community around South High School has decided that birth control in the schools is an option for them, but the
public achievement is challenging the standard notions of young people and what they can do with democracy. Their intelligence, their insight, their tenacity, even the degree to which they care about issues has apparently been far underestimated by popular belief. Through public achievement, children show the world that they can make history.
Public Achievement Project, Joe Lynch, 14 years old.
Well, public achievement is the kind of work that's the foundation of democracy in a couple of ways. One is that it prepares young people for democracy, to be active, confident, responsible citizens. Public achievement is also, like democracy, and a foundation for democracy, in that democracy depends, and now more than ever, democracy depends on citizens doing most of the work. Government's not going to fix the problems we face. We've gone through a period of looking to experts and to big systems to fix things for us, but that's not going to work anymore. And so public achievement is really the model of what has to happen if we are collectively to do the kinds of problem solving we need to do as a society. Public achievement is based on teams that are coached by adults. Young people work together as a team, and they work over a period of a school year, usually. And they work with a coach who guides them, challenges them, pushes, but doesn't dominate. Young people choose to do it. They get involved in the teams because they want to. And then they choose the issues. They're not assigned to them. The issues that young people work on are issues that they care about, often that come out of their own lives or have some relationship to their lives. So it reflects their own passions, and one of the things young people will very often say in public achievement is, this gives me a space to do work I love, or to show what I can do about something I really care about. The payoff is that you feel like you're shaping your world and you're making history.
Public achievement could be described as a beacon of light for those who want to make a difference but don't know how. Even if in this case, the light in question is a flashing one.
The city had to reduce the number of crossing guards to our school, and so we were left without a crossing guard. The children wanted to see a light that would slow traffic down and perhaps make it more safe for them to cross. Even if there is a stoplight down there, it's really hazardous. So they got the idea that that could be one of the committees that they had for public achievement.
This is by who, though?
They contacted the police department to have them come out and monitor the number of cars and also the speed of cars.
He said he clocked, I don't know, I think it was one person, 65.
And after that, they took that to the city, but the city said, well, it's way too expensive and we probably won't be doing that. And it wasn't until they involved the larger community that they really got something done.
We called the mayor, and it kind of took a while for us to get in touch with the mayor. She wrote us back saying that she would try to help us.
The kids were determined to make it happen, and they did it.
Makes me feel good. You know, it gives you a boost of confidence. You know, since I did this, I know I can do this next project, because this one probably was a little harder than this one.
It's all about the democratic process and how they can make a change in themselves and the community, and the way to do it, the right way to do it.
While public achievement is citizenship in action, at one high school, the project centered on the question of citizenship itself.
The idea came originally because some of the group members' parents were struggling to study for the citizenship test. And the kids saw that, this test isn't fair. Their parents were active in the community, were good citizens, and yet they had this test that wasn't measuring what it was supposed to be measuring.
The test is also given in English, and a lot of people who are taking the test, English isn't their first language, so we're trying to make it so that it's in different languages for people to take it.
And they decided they wanted a tangible product that they can show to people and really get their message out there. So they decided to make a video.
So we assign each person specific duties to get cameras or to make up questions or to pick places where to go.
We interviewed about 30 people, and then probably only about 2 people who were non-U.S. citizens passed, and 1 U.S. citizen passed.
A lot of them were shocked that they didn't know any of this stuff.
It wasn't just a couple of kids in the school doing a project. It was connected to things that were going on in the community.
Our purpose with the video was to show it to the world, show it to everyone that that even U.S. citizens aren't knowledgeable at the questions and stuff, and we just want that to prove to people that the test needs to be changed.
I think they underestimated themselves, and they didn't know that, if they were given a chance, they could do something this amazing.
Do we really learn all we need to know in kindergarten? Well, this group of students certainly learned a valuable lesson in getting things accomplished.
One day we were coming down to recess, and Matea said, I never get to swing, and we need a new swing set.
I'll never forget the day the kindergartners entered my office and said, very upset, that they had not enough time, not enough space, not enough seats to play on a swing set.
There were only 2 swings, and there's such a long line. It takes a lot of time, and people might not get a ton before recess is over.
We need a safe distance around swing set, don't we?
We went around the school with petitions and had people that wanted a new swing set sign.
No matter where you turned, they were gathering data, they were asking questions, they were going to get that swing set. And they involved parents, they involved community.
We started doing things to raise money. We had a puppy chow sale, and we crushed tin cans, and our teacher took them to the recycling center.
The day it arrived was wonderful. Again, they were on a mission. They seen the truck roll up, and they just knew that was their swing set.
Now more people can swing, and they don't have to wait in line.
Students who are involved in public achievement, they have the skills that's needed, and they will challenge, I believe, adults. And also, I think they'll shame adults into saying, we need to do something about this, not just sit here and take this.
We were really young, and it's hard for them to believe we could do something that great.
And at one school, the children are still in the process of learning a lesson about life in the adult world, frustration, and the need for persistence.
They kicked around maybe 12 different ideas before we decided that we wanted to put a playground in the area. And that stemmed from the fact that at St. Leo, they actually have a playground that is used as a parking lot for the teachers.
We noticed that the children were playing in the streets, and our school children really didn't have anything to play on. And so we thought it would be really nice for them to have a playground.
We took a trip down to City Hall. We wrote letters to the mayor, and we didn't get a lot of responses back. Some people might underestimate the power that we can do because we're kids, but a lot of people say it's not that, it's just that they're, busy. And we were really frustrated about that because we really want to get this done because it's going on 2 years now.
The second thing they did was went door-to-door canvassing, just to knock on the doors, let the neighbors know what the project was that they were working on, to see if they wanted something similar, and to see if we can find additional resources to help us either build the playground, monetary resources, or just other support.
And we came up with the lots on 24th and Chambers and on 24th and Locust, about 2 houses away from the school.
After that, it was a long stretch. We really didn't get much information back from the landowners, from City Hall, and so we decided to take a new approach to trying to get the land.
Katina, our coach, told us about a grant they were having in the deadline. So we wrote a grant. We told them our budget, the dates, and how much money we would need for each thing we were due.
So now they recognize that if they want something done, that they have to make it happen. They can't depend on other people, whether it's their job or not, to get it done for them. And that if they want it done, they have to rally resources, use their own power, and make things happen themselves.
One of the best things I learned was like democracy and how it works, and how power is, and how we can voice our opinions, and how people respond to some kids who really want to get something done.
Our coach, Dave Parris, and our previous coaches.
Typically, adult coaches who work with young people are affected by the process as well, and by the work they see done. They come away with improved skills in dealing with issues that relate to their own careers, families, and relationships. Public work is hard work, but like life itself, well worth the commitment that's required.
There's a poverty of an adult commitment in young people's lives. And when a coach commits to young people, working with them over a long period of time, like a year, the young person develops a newfound respect for adults. And this coach can not only provide great guidance in public achievement work, but also a different notion of the seriousness of an adult in a young person's life.
To play at our playground. I'm one of those people that have always believed in the power of our children and have always tried to find ways to give them that power and help them exercise that power. This is my living example of that, and that it works.
It gives me an opportunity to be involved in the lives of young people, and also to see myself grow as a citizen along with the students that I'm working with.
So it's helped me to discover the differences within people within meetings, and that sometimes somebody sitting there that's really quiet has got the most fantastic idea in the world.
The fact that young people are taking on real issues is key. This is a project where the young people decide what they want to do, and also it has real-world implications.
And I'm in a public achievement group. It's affordable health care, and we were wondering, what are you doing to make sure health care in Minnesota is affordable and accessible to anyone regardless of social, economic, and racial background?
Great question, Dan.
Kids can take hold. In fact, I bet if we even ask some of the adults out there, they're probably even envious, because kids are going out and doing some things that adults probably haven't even thought about.
Thank you, Big Tobacco, for convincing me to smoke.
I would like to use the power and resources that they can learn to bring to the table and help them rebuild an area that they grew up in, and hopefully that they can eventually raise their own children and families in.
They become adults, public achievement will be part of who they are. They'll continue from that moment on to contribute to society. They'll continue to be involved in making change and taking a look at things and saying, this is wrong, we need to do something about this, and take an action for it.
The roots of public achievement go back to the American Civil Rights Movement of the 1960s, when founder Harry Boyd worked in Dr. Martin Luther King's organization.
August 27th, night before the March on Washington, this was the I Have a Dream March, and heard Martin Luther King practice I Have a Dream in the hotel room in the night before, right next door.
I have a dream that one day.
So I've always felt that we have in public achievement that call for a dream, for a vision of American freedom. And a lot of the world, young people experience a world that seems set. There are rules somebody else set. Public achievement is a way to break some of that open and give kids freedom to try out different roles, to try out different talents, to develop a broader imagination.
Oftentimes, we only think of kids in boxes, like a third grader can only do this type of thing, a fifth grader can do this type of thing. Well, public achievement breaks that notion, because a third grader dealing with a mayor or dealing with a principal is different than a third grader sitting at a desk listening to a teacher talk.
The biggest difference I've seen is students who've been involved in our public achievement, they're the ones community people are asking, would you serve on our committees? Would you come and be part of our community progress? Would you come and help our community make some decisions?
So it's been good for me. It's been good for the students as they've learned to mature, work together, and use their power to get things done. And it's been a good thing for the school as well, as they saw for themselves that their students are actually smarter than they ever thought they were.
Kids should be listened to a lot more.
Because I have faith in myself.
Yeah, very proud.
It boosts up your confidence level.
Public achievement is, after all, like democracy, what Abraham Lincoln called unfinished work. It is truly what we make it, and it's challenging the concept of who exactly the we is. It is all of us, including our young people, with their energy, their optimism, and their sense of justice.
The first thing we have
While waiting to hear if they had received the grant to build the playgrounds, the group from St. Leo's Academy still needed help acquiring the land. When the town alderman didn't respond to their inquiries, they presented their concerns to him in person. It was a case of an adult learning a lesson from students about frustration and persistence.
I certainly will do that, and I want to thank you all for coming down.
Public achievement isn't always about playgrounds, but perhaps they make the perfect metaphor for this story. We associate them with the innocence of childhood, but in a way, playgrounds are studies of democracy, of cooperation, of freedom, and ultimately of something called the pursuit of happiness.